Here are 3 sneaky ways that your mind is preventing you from going to the end and actually manifesting your desired outcome. The first one, in reality, is not very sneaky, but still a lot of people don't realize they're doing it. There's a reason why. I'll explain it in a minute, and you tell me in the comments if this is you. This is a topic that keeps coming up in one of my Master Manifestor groups lately with different participants in the group. And of course, the situation is different for every person and the specifics are also different. But this is an overall general topic in that group lately. So I thought it deserves a video. If you want to join one of my Master Manifestors groups, please send me an email from my booking page. The link is in the description box below. And we will find a group that is more comfortable for your time zone. And also, if you need a more personalized help with your manifestation, you can, of course, also book a one-on-one coaching session with me from the link in the description box below. So, the first thing that I want to mention, the one that isn't exactly that sneaky, but many people do this still without realizing that they are not really doing their manifestation work properly when they do this, and that is, I have mentioned this many times in videos, when you imagine your circumstances the way they are. So you have a problem in your 3D reality that you want to solve, or it doesn't have to be a problem. There's a circumstance that you don't like, you want to change it, and you are a conscious manifestor. If you're watching my channel, you are a conscious manifestor. You know how manifestation works. And you know that in order to manifest something, you have to imagine that thing as already true. Imagine or think / affirm that circumstance already true, and that is how it manifests. This is a requirement. What most people do is, even conscious manifestors like you, and if you're doing this, you're not alone, many people do this, is they keep imagining the circumstances the way they are. And the reason you don't notice you're doing it is because you are so used to it being like that. So there is no friction in your mind when you keep imagining your circumstances the way they are, and also because you are habituated to do this. You are, well, at least up until the point you discovered manifestation, you have not imagined things, mostly. You have not imagined things the way you want them to be. You have always imagined the things the way they are. So what keeps going on in your mind is what is happening in the 3D in front of you. And that's just not helpful for your manifestation. So you have to start catching yourself when in your mind you are imagining the problem or the circumstance. It doesn't have to be a problem, but it's just unpleasant. If you don't want to experience it, it's unpleasant. Make sure you don't do this. The point of this video is to say that you might be doing this. So if you notice you are, don't do this. Go to the end instead, because you consistently keeping your mind on the problem is not going to solve the problem. People do this usually also in order to try to solve it. If you are trying to solve a problem by continuously imagining the circumstance the way it is, what you're doing is that you're overanalyzing and overthinking it, and most likely also finding new problems that probably weren't even there to begin with. So you just create more anxiety for yourself. So this is one thing that people do a lot. Imagining the circumstances the way they are instead of the way you want them to be. And if your circumstances are problematic, what happens when you do this is also that you react to it and you keep the reaction going. And what that does is that it reinforces the current beliefs and the current stories back into your imagination or into your subconscious mind, and that just keeps manifesting more of it. So this is why we don't want to do it. The second thing that people do without realizing, and this is sneaky, this one is really, really sneaky, but it still keeps you in your current circumstance instead of manifesting the new circumstance that you want, which is, again, it's imagining the things the way they are, but you imagine the pleasant moments. So the way this can happen is, for example, let's do the examples of manifesting a new job or an SP. So you may be working at a place and at the same time you are manifesting a different job, a better paying job, better place, whatever it is. But your current job is not exactly problematic at all times. You have colleagues who are nice and you have nice, fun conversations with them. And after your work day, or maybe even during the work day, it doesn't matter, you keep replaying this comfortable, fun conversations, or you keep making up new fun conversations with your current colleagues, or you keep your mind on something you did well, you received a compliment at work, or anything that is so pleasant, it's really fun to do, and you don't realize that since you are manifesting a new job, by doing this, you keep yourself mentally at this old job. And this is not a problematic thing to do. If you want to manifest more of this, you certainly keep doing that. But the reason it's sneaky is that it doesn't bring up resistance, is that it doesn't bring up negative emotions or anxiety or stress. It's fun. You had a nice conversation with your colleagues. It keeps replaying in your mind. But what that does is that it just keeps it keeps your identity, your self-concept at this current job. The same happens with your SP. Maybe, let's say, just an example, you are manifesting a stable, committed relationship, but currently it's not really committed. Sometimes it could be back and forth, and when it goes well, you're flirting, you're talking, etc. And it feels good. Of course, it feels good when things go well with your SP, your specific person. But when you keep your mind on these flirts, the text, something that the person said that felt really nice, the compliments, etc., etc., you're still coming from the current reality. It's the current flirting. It's still not the commitment. And this is why it's so sneaky, because it feels good. It feels good, so you think you're doing the right thing. You feel like you're manifesting better things. And while this is good, like if your experience is good, it's good. You're just going to manifest more of that, more of the flirting, more of the, non-consistency even, but it's not the commitment that you want. So you keep your self-concept / identity at this current level where you are not committed to, and you are flirting. It's fun. It's good. Like, fun is good. But if it's not what you desire, it's not going to manifest what you desire. And this is proof for you that this popular law of attraction, if you feel happy thoughts, happy things are going to come to you. Or if you are happy all the time, that's the thing. The high vibe, happy thing. If you're happy, happy stuff is going to come to you. The problem with that is that your mind doesn't analyze and doesn't interpret what you actually want. It's very precise. It's copy-paste. So if your current feeling good state is about the flirting, what you are going to get more of is the flirting. And that's going to be frustrating at some point, because flirting feeling state is not going to manifest a commitment feeling state. So pay attention if you do this, because again, yes, it's fun, but it's just not your end goal. So make sure you go to your end goal. The third thing that I want to mention in this video that is super sneaky, and this is a kind of resistance, but it doesn't come off as resistance. It comes off with the mask of, I want to be lazy or indulge in whatever comes up in my mind because that's just easier to do. And this is when you start affirming and your mind goes, I don't want to affirm. oh, this is stupid, or I just don't want to affirm. That happens a lot, and this doesn't come up as that anxiety that we usually tend to think of when we think of resistance. Because mostly when we talk about resistance, we talk about anxiety, negative emotions, your mind going crazy and going to the old story. If this is you, if you are dealing with a lot of negative emotions, please check out my course, Release Negative Emotions. That course works with like literally releasing your negative emotions so that you can go to your end goal easier and stop having this constant reaction to the 3D. But that's not the only way the resistance comes up. This is also resistance, because this is, maybe you are past that period of anxiety and your mind knows that the way it's going to work on you here for this particular manifestation or in this moment is if it goes, I don't want to affirm. Let me just think whatever comes up in my mind naturally, that's easier. Everything that is easier currently is your old story. That's how the mind works. Whatever you're used to, whatever you are habituated to thinking, that's just easy. That's the path of least resistance for your mind. Not to be confused with manifesting with the path of least resistance, which is imagining the state as already true. That is also not, it's not effort when you do that. It doesn't have to be an effort, but that's a topic for a completely different video. So if you are feeling that you're constantly being lazy, feeling lazy to affirm, that's your mind's way of just keeping you where you are because it's just easier. Just make sure that you know and you remember that that is not going to manifest your end goal, because in order to manifest your end goal, you have to change the story. In order to change the story, you have to imagine the new story. So these are some ways that your current programming keeps you in these sneaky ways. It just keeps you where you are. And it's really easy to catch yourself once you're aware that this could be happening. So now that you're aware, let me know in the comments which ones that you do. And now that you know, you will be more attentive. And once you catch yourself, just realize that, no, we're not doing this anymore. My new reality is this. And then you imagine that, you affirm that, whatever you do. Keep doing that, and it has to manifest, because that's how the law of assumption works. If you need a more personalized help with your manifestations, you can of course book a one-on-one coaching session with me from the link in the description box below. You can also join one of my Master Manifestor mastermind groups. In that case, please send me an email from my booking page again, so that we can find a group that is comfortable for your time zone. Have a beautiful day, and see you in the next video.